All right, guys. Hey, Jake here, J&J West Wing. Just gonna do a short video tonight. I know I've had a few people reached out to me that's struggling to recover a either Christ laser or Christ LIGHTBURN system in the mid of a engrave, cut, whatever project you're doing in LIGHTBURN to your laser, and something happens and it shuts off or whatever, and now you're out a piece of wood, you're out a project, and you have to start all over. So I want to go through the process of rescuing that and showing you there are possibilities of bringing that back. Not every time, but sometimes you are able to bring that back and be able to continue where you left off. So I thought I'd do a video of that and show you kind of the process of doing that and rescuing a Christ system per se. So if that's something you're interested in, stick around. We're going to jump right into it in just a second here. So we'll jump in LIGHTBURN here in a minute and show you how the process works. All right, guys, here we are back in LIGHTBURN. I'm just going to upload a project we have here. Let's go to here. Just an old image of my old high school I went to. So this is our mascot. I'll just trace this here and get this so we can, oops, there's a plate down here. There we go. So we'll have that here, and we'll say that we've got this all set up. It's all done. We're gonna send it to the laser, and we go over here, we set our settings, we get here, we start it, and it goes maybe say a third of the way, whatever. Just a process. It starts the process, and something happens. The computer crashes mid midterm of it processing. The laser has a problem. It shuts down, loses water flow if you're on a CO2, or who knows. Something causes the laser just to stop, and you lose what you have, and it's mid project. You go up here, click on the preview, so it shows the preview of what your project's going to be. So after it crashes, you go up there and you click on that, and it shows you what it's going to look like. So here's your slide bar. If you hit the play, it'll just play this through the whole thing. But if you grab that play bar and you slide that back, you can kind of watch where it stops. And you kind of get an idea of where it was at. And this is the hard part, is you've got to guess which line it's on when it gets there. So if you can find a point, so you can zoom in and out here to kind of figure out, if you look at your picture or your project, whatever, to see where it actually stopped, you can take this and slide it back and forth. So say we get right about here. Say this mark here is, it got just to the top of that. We can climb it, scroll this back to the point, and you can scroll in. There it is, and just kind of get an idea of what the shape is that you've got, and you can slide this back and forth to figure out and get it where you need it. Once you get it to where you think that you're at, depending on what laser you're at, you can click the start here button, and it'll start your laser from that point. It pops up a screen here to either start from here or send it to your laser. So if you have a Rowita controller, you can start from here and then go to your laser and actually start it there, so you can kind of see if it's where you want it. On the old diode lasers and I don't know, maybe the fiber lasers as well, you have to start the job from here and just kind of go to your laser and see how it is. Sometimes you can rescue your files here, sometimes you cannot. But this is a great tool to get you to that point to be able to do that. It's not 100% every time. The hard part is if you don't get it right on, you end up with a maybe a secondary line where it's a little darker in the middle of it because you've done a secondary run over that same area versus the single run all the way to the top. So this is a process that you can do to recover those. So maybe I'll try to find a different file here. Let's see here if I can find a different file that you can actually have some different locations that. So there, maybe this one will work. I'll put this back onto a fill or a line. I'm sorry. So this gives you several different areas inside here that you can figure that out. So um, you can you can get this brought up here, and it'll show you the process of how it's going to engrave. And as it engraves, you can see the different areas. So there's lots of little detailed areas in this project that will allow you to zoom in and out and figure out where this thing actually stopped in your process. So a more detailed project will give you much more areas that you can kind of pause, zoom in, and realize that it stopped right at the corner, just after the corner, or whatever, to be able to utilize this um, ability with this. Um, you you can really rescue a lot of files. I wasted lots of wood in the process of learning how to run the lasers, and this was something I learned long after I had already destroyed several files that I had sent to the laser, and the laser crashed. So there's a good spot there. So there's a spot that it was actually working, and then it jumps from there up to another one. But I know that it crashed right in this area somewhere. So now I can just click here and click the start file from here, and it's telling me I've got multiple locations that are duplicated. That doesn't matter. Just continue, and then you just send it. I don't have my laser on at the moment. I'm just trying to do this file here for you, but that's exactly how you send that file back over, and it'll start from that point that you told it to start and finish from there on down. So that's the easiest way that I can tell you to rescue your files. There's not a whole lot of other ways to do it other than start with a fresh piece of lumber, wood that you're putting in there. So hopefully that'll help some people. Hopefully you can figure that out, and this will save you some wasted projects when you run into issues like this, where your laser crashes, or the say you lose power during a storm or something. This will allow you to rescue those files to keep from wasting a project. So hope this helps. We'll say 73s for now here at J&J West Wing. As we always say, we're on the air. Wow.